Today, the wheel decides my meal. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my home. Gotta say, it's pretty great that you're here. And let's just, long story short, I keep telling you this. I have a big collection of cookbooks. I know, but a lot of them are strange and unusual, unnecessary, novelty kind of cookbooks. And I got a number of them up on my wheel here. These are the type of niche cookbooks that appeal to certain people. If you're a collector or a fan of something, or I don't know, if you're all out of ideas for a gift and you're like, okay, here you go, person, have this. You may not be cooking out of it. It's just good for a laugh, right? That's what I think. Most people haven't cooked out of these books. I could be wrong though. I have been wrong many times. Last week, I introduced the name of the game. Quickly, let's go back over the players. Casablanca, the movie, cookbook, wining and dining at Rick's. Dive into some TV here. We have Mary Ann's Gilligan's Island cookbook. Never seen the show. Not really my thing. All right, next up is Alice's Brady Bunch cookbook, a show that I have seen when I had no other choice. It was just on TV and there was, you just had to sit there and watch it. Anyway, this looks like it's part of a set with the Gilligan's Island ones, so I guess you gotta catch them all, gotta collect them all, right? This one just intrigues me, straight up. Jane Boutel's, still don't know who that is. Hotter Than Hell, hot and spicy dishes from around the world. Cool cooking, recipes of your favorite rock stars, such as the Jackson 5, The Who, George Harrison. And speaking of him, she came in through the kitchen window. Recipes inspired by the Beatles and their music. Everybody's got something to hide except me and my dumplings. So this one is kind of my front runner right now. I do want to cook something out of that. The face on the salad dressing bottle in your grocery store. The actor Paul Newman, late great, Newman's Own cookbook. The Newman burger sounds good. Or Whoopi Goldberg's big badass beef ribs. And my favorite comic strip as a kid, for some reason I don't remember, Blondie's. Soups, salads, and sandwiches sure to please the Dagwood in every home. Dagwood is the name of her spouse. Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse cookbook, favorite recipes from Mickey and his friends. Cinderella has a grilled cheese sandwich. Piglet has pizza muffins. That does sound awesome, but not the most challenging recipes in the world. But the book is beautiful. Next up, Stan Lee presents the Mighty Marvels cookbook. This is from 1977. Has no correlation with what the hell's going on right now in the film cinematic universe. Yawn. The HBO show Oz has a cookbook, believe it or not. Actually, you know what? I don't know that. This is the Wonderful Wizard of Oz cookbook. This is from 1981. I thought it would be older. Ha! Aaron Beasley, I have your book. From Grace or Graham or Gra Wilson. Aaron, if you are watching this and you would like your book back, let me cook something out of it first and then, well, you gotta let me know. That would be a beautiful story. In the Kitchen with Miss Piggy, fabulous recipes from my famous celebrity friends. The 1990s, written all over it. Whoopi Goldberg strikes again with her peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold. Depending on where we land today, we have the opportunity to cook 2 different types of Whoopi Goldberg recipes. Big whoop! Next up is the book that I definitely do not want to land on. Green Eggs and Ham cookbook inspired by Dr. Seuss. Now that brings us to Garfield. That's the cookbook we had last week. We cooked the Life in the Fat Lane Deluxe lasagna. No joke, it was one of the best lasagnas I've ever had in my life. I did not see that coming. And it kind of just proved a point to me that there can be good recipes in a lot of these books. Maybe not this one, but a lot of these books. Now the Garfield cookbook is officially retired from the wheel forever, maybe, and it can go into the Cookbook Hall of Fame. You can wipe the slate clean of that. And now that is nothing but a memory. Officially opening up the slot for a new cookbook. Introducing Star Wars Cookbook, Wookiee Cookies and Other Galactic Recipes. I gotta say something about this cookbook, and sorry to judge a book by its cover. Well, not just the cover, I'm flipping through it. This is the biggest cash grab I've ever seen in my life. Boba Fettuccine, Obi-Wan kebabs, Hamburgers. That is actually pretty funny. Okay, you win. So let's add the Star Wars cookbook to the wheel. Always start off with the warm-up spins just to avoid any sort of tomfoolery or cheating. I don't know where it's starting. I don't know where it's landing. My fate is not in my own hands right now, and here we go. What am I cooking? Well, it's gonna be out of the Casablanca cookbook. All right, here it is. Wining and dining at Rick's. Wasn't my top choice today, but I am trying to build up my enthusiasm for this. I do love the movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. 1940s classic starring Humphrey Bogart there, Bogey. And of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, this cookbook walks into mine. 3 minutes to pick a recipe out of a cookbook that I have never flipped through in my entire life. Start the timer. Here we go. Table of contents, cocktails, fruit drinks, tempting tidbits, sweet and savory salads, treasured desserts, no desserts, lip-smacking cookies, no. I kind of like associate this movie with like some sort of cocktail or drink, so I think I could add one to the menu. Shrimp kebab, ground lamb kebab, so it's like a North African vibe, of course. Casablanca in Morocco, duh. Oh dear, I have a minute left. Potato balls, goat cheese purses, what? Tuna tapenade chicken wings. And then the salads. Okay, we're not gonna make a salad. Moroccan couscous, swordfish brochettes. How much time do I have? The phone, 1 second. Oh, darn. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Start off with a cocktail. We're in Casablanca after all. Here's looking at you, kid, champagne cocktail. So I'm gonna follow that up with, or enjoy it while I'm making swordfish brochettes. Something with a skewer. I don't know what that is actually. I was gonna think it was croquettes, but it's not. And Moroccan couscous. It's going big here, but I'm hungry. Well, let's get to work. Medium couscous. What do you say we get home and cook a Casablanca feast? After I pick up the champagne, of course. So I just quickly thawed the fish as it was frozen. So swordfish in the house. This is a first for me. 2 swordfish steaks, I guess you could say. So I need 1.5 inch pieces into a bowl. In goes some olive oil, 1/2 tablespoon of lime juice. Don't forget about Emil's aromatic herb mix. Chopped garlic, chopped parsley, chopped cilantro, dried marjoram, salt, ground black pepper, cayenne pepper, dried thyme, and saffron threads. Boop. Cover the swordfish up in the marinade. So I leave that to marinate 2 hours or overnight room temperature. I'm gonna opt for the 2 hours, and I have a great idea.
Okay.
It's flawless. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Coincidentally, I had just picked that movie up. It needed a rewatch, and well, that was a pleasant afternoon, but I got more stuff to do now. A medium couscous, 454 grams, 16 ounces, a pound, strainer. Thank you. Cold water on the couscous needs to be completely wet. Let that drain for 30 seconds onto my cookie sheet. All right, and then spread it. Cover with a damp towel. I gotta leave that to rest for 30 minutes. I could use a drink. Here's looking at you, kid. Champagne cocktail. In a chilled champagne flute goes 2 teaspoons of sugar, and then we got 2 teaspoons of lime juice, 60 milliliters of freshly squeezed orange juice that just make sure you strain, Jamie. Dissolve the sugar. Close your eyes for a moment. You're in Casablanca. You're stuck there. You head over to Cafe American. Ask for Rick. Tell him I sent you. Order the Here's Looking at You Kid champagne cocktail. Dim the lights. This will be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. You top the glass with champagne. And top with a lime wedge. We'll always have Paris. This has been filled up a little too much. Enjoy. Ooh. Ooh. It's my type of drink. This is delicious. Very sweet and citrusy and champagne-y. The couscous, it has been half an hour. Reveal yourself. This is more like instant couscous rather than like, I've actually had like legit Moroccan couscous. It's sublime. It's like handmade and then it's like slowly steamed and takes hours. Whereas this takes a whopping 20 minutes. Anyway, thank you. It is no longer wet. Has been moistened, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean. How could something so easy be so messy? I think the word I was looking for was like rehydrated. There's a bunch that are stuck together here. You gotta separate the couscous grains with your fingers. Add in 1 cup of raisins, 1 can of chickpeas. Take a sip of your beautiful drink. 2 chopped garlic cloves, 1 large tomato diced, 1 chopped red onion. That's not a red onion, that's red pepper. Right, here's my onion. 1 large onion. Uh-oh. Don't! This red pepper here was supposed to be for something else. I know what it was. That's coming up later, and I screwed it up. Anyway, here is an onion. I didn't have a red onion. I really got mixed up there. Anyway, here's an onion that has been chopped. It's supposed to be red onion, but it's just a... Never mind. All right, the juice of a lemon. The juice of an orange. 1 tablespoon of chopped coriander or cilantro, however you want to call it. You be you. 4 tablespoons of olive oil. There's 1, 2, 3. There's the 4th one. All right, give that a good mix. Oh, one thing I forgot to add is 1 recipe of Abdul's secret spice mix. That goes in there. That consists of ground cinnamon, ground turmeric, ground cumin, ground coriander, ground black pepper, ground nutmeg, red pepper flakes, saffron threads, and salt. So you gotta give that a very good mix. You see that? That's orange from orange. Into whatever dish works for you. That seems to work. Now I need unsalted chicken stock. This is homemade, it's unsalted, and it is perfect. That's 2 cups worth, get that in there. This is gonna be delicious. I'm gonna cover that up and the oven's set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna bake this for just 20 minutes. That's it, that's all. Good luck. 2 hours and some change has passed. Let's move back to the swordfish brochette. So marinated to the extreme. Now, I did open up to you about how I screwed the pooch with my red pepper. I screwed up. So thankfully, because of another recipe, I had a green pepper, well, like 3/4 of one remaining in the fridge. I was like, whew. So I'm just gonna use this instead. So never mind the color. I know what you're after. You're doing this. Okay, so I think that should work. Bamboo skewers here. Skewers. I'm gonna thread a piece of the fish, green pepper, fish, green pepper. Ultimately, you want 4 pieces of swordfish and 3 green peppers. Storm's coming. Then after 2 to 3 minutes, switch sides. Check out the grill lines. And then with the remaining marinade, you can brush that on. That's how we wine and dine at Rick's. Order up! Probably something like that. How did the swordfish turn out? I think that looks pretty good. I mean, if it's any indication to how good that swordfish is, there's no more swordfish. It's gone. This is good. I'm stuffed. Gotta say, I'm full. Also, very delicious day in the kitchen. Not something I would typically make, but I'm glad I did, and I want to add this to my repertoire of meals that you can whip up fairly quickly. It's not something that took a whole lot of time, and I'm quite happy with the results because the couscous has a lot going on in the greatest possible way. Obviously not the most authentic way to make couscous from Casablanca, but doesn't negate from the fact that it is delicious. You know, it's got the raisins, the veggies, the herbs, the citrus. It's a beautiful thing. And then also the swordfish, very meaty type of fish I found. First time for me. And that also had a citrus thing going on with herbs and yeah, sweet. Yeah, they kind of just really went well together, must say, with this drink. I think there's more to novelty cookbooks than meets the eye. That is what I am discovering on episode 2 of Cookbook Roulette. And this is something that is quite shocking because you always just look at books like this and you laugh and you give them away to thrift stores and donation boxes and friends that don't need them. And this is the thing that I've discovered, that if you just cook the recipes out of these books, great things can happen. So Garfield's lasagna was exquisite. We can now add Casablanca cookbook to the Novelty Cookbook Hall of Fame. So ultimately, where does that leave us? Well, with another spin of the wheel, of course. I'll see you next time. So I'll see you next time. This was Cookbook Roulette. Bon appetit. Au revoir.